and welcome to Uncommon Gaming. I guess we'll do this introduction. I'm your host Casey, and today I brought in a new friend from All Inspiration. He's going to sit down and talk to me about my Zerg, and I think we're going to focus on something. I was going to say a matchup, but I don't want to tell him how he's going to make me better at Zerg. So,
we're definitely not going to focus on ZvP. Screw that. It's not fun.
That was your one condition.
That's my one condition. But what matchup do you hate the most? What are we feeling? What's giving you the most trouble?
So the trouble I have the most is with hitting the play button. But
yeah.
let's just.
I mean, there's a lot of tricks for that. The biggest trick for me
Mm-hmm.
that I could tell people is the easiest way to start hitting the play button is to do as much tournaments and stuff like that as possible in leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're the play buttons, just you have to practice for the league. You gotta do it. It's no longer you're no longer playing to get that MMR higher. You're playing to get better so you win your league match.
Okay.
That's a good way to motivate you to play. I know I play a lot more when I have matches coming up.
I know that definitely got me to diamond the first time.
Yeah, so that's always the one advice I like to give to people who don't play quite enough because they get a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just sign up for everything.
Right now, my current strategy, and it's recent, is the unranked button.
It is fine. A game's a game, right?
Yeah. So I guess a matchup is, if I'm looking at my race report, I'm 48% ZVZ, I'm 61% ZVT, but I'm 27% ZVP.
Well, that's way too low. We should look at that.
All right, let's see if I can find a match then.
So the best matches are ones that you aren't I got supply block for a half hour, and that's why I lost. That's, I mean, you get a little bit less out of those.
Sure.
The best ones are obviously I thought I played well mechanically, but then I lost.
And I was hoping to get more games in so I could have played one and be that's exactly what he's looking for. But I didn't manage to do that this week, and I do apologize.
That's fine. But we can definitely do something. There's always stuff to find, but the ones that you're I played mechanically well and lost are usually the richest, right? Because anyone can look at the replay and be shit, if I just don't get supply block for a half hour, I'll have a higher win rate, and that's
Fair enough.
That's just a thing,
Oh man, my replays are full of so many all-in replays.
All-ins are fine too. You gotta, I mean.
Oh no! I mean replays from casting. I thought I had these organized.
Oh, see, that was not very clear.
No, sorry. Let's see. There's one right here. There's a one on acid plant. That could be something.
Sure. And give me control in the lobby.
Yep. Actually, let me.
The most crazy thing is when they don't do that, because it's trying to show things, but they're going at different speeds. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna open up my replay. Replay interface, and.
Oh, fancy.
I was gonna change it off of WCS, but it looks like I missed it. Missed my opportunity.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It'll be fine. So you're Zerg, and you're blue, and your overlord's not moving. There it goes. Okay, sweet, let's go.
Yeah, I do my camera hotkeys, and then I send the little guy over.
Shame. Slightly bad.
Slightly bad? Okay. If that's something
I mean, it's not a huge deal. It's just your overlord gets there a little bit slower, and there's no reason for it. But it's not it's one of those things. It's for instance, the moving your drones at the perfect time. That was good. You went at a good time for that. But this moving your drones to be that gas is at the exact times. Little things you can do. They're 0.01% optimizations that aren't that important, but they're there, right?
Sure.
I'm I do it a lot. I do too, stacking your drones, which you don't do, but you really don't need it to do. So it's just okay. So let's see what we got. You doing your normal stuff. How much gas are you going for?
I think I have a lot more gas than I need for the most part, all the time. Right now, that's one of my bigger problems.
Okay, so the standard opening. So do you go for overlord speed?
No, I don't. No, just 17.
So then you should be taking off of gas. So yes, it's fine. Yes, so you only really need 2 links here. but it's not a big deal. 4 is fine. But like, in fact, these are technically early.
The 4 links?
Yeah, well, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Once again, things aren't a big deal. But so the gas, so you only keep freeing gas if you're going for overload speed right after link speed, which is it's a good build, but you'll have to. It's an option, right?
Okay.
It's not too important in this meta because there's nothing that shoots up very well, so you can scout a lot with your first OPs. So if you don't want overload speed, you should take off of gas, like leave 1 on gas. This will let you get a third significantly faster, and your drone count significantly up faster. And then you put back in gas after you get your third up, and then you get 100 gas, you get your layer, and then you take your gases.
What count am I taking? That third, like 30, 31?
It just kind of naturally fits. I'm really bad at timings. Okay. A Zerg might.
When I find myself with 300 extra minerals,
yeah, a little bit
200
before,
something.
You'll get used to it.
Okay.
Because I do everything based on order, not based on timings, especially my off rate. So I don't know the exact time, but I'll probably figure it out in a second. Yeah, but yeah, you shouldn't have gas here, right? Like, cause you don't need this. So your third will be much faster, your drones will be much faster. Unless you went for overlord speed, which is a perfectly fine build, but if you're not, it's a waste. So this overlord should also be on this high ground here.
Okay. Oh, on that little.
Yeah. So oh shit, fucking wrong button. So you can't because he can't kill that until he has Stargate units.
If it's on that one little square.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
There's a square like that almost on every map. There's also one right up here.
Okay.
There's like that kind of stuff on every map right now. And scouting the wall is a good scout. The other thing you can do that a lot of Zergs do is just literally just float this overlord above this entire base because no one goes stalker first.
Okay.
And yeah. So you can see everything. That's not, but it, at the very least should be on this little high ground, right? So.
I didn't know if that was enough protection. Good to know.
Yep, it is. So like he can't kill until he has a Stargate, or an observer technically, but I mean that's weird. So. So you would be making a third right around nowish. Yeah.
Nowish. Okay. Let's see if I'm.
Nowish. Yeah, right around 3 is when it goes down. See, I know I know it in comparison to the Protoss stuff. I'm like looking at what the Protoss has. Like, yeah, nowish.
Okay, so I'm a little late.
Yeah, that's just because you didn't have because of that 200 gas you had that you don't need, right?
Right.
So if that was minerals, you would have a faster overlord. I mean, a faster hatch rate. So these lings are way too much for
what's coming across.
Yeah. So this is 2 adepts. You need like 6 lings, and the queens are enough. Maybe 8. But this is all lings.
So get away with a little less.
It's just one of those things. It's the Zerg way. Also, the one thing I don't like here, well, the spine's way overkill. Like,
Where did I put it? Okay. Yeah.
You have a lot of defense, but you should be making more queens. Queens are really, really good units against everything Protoss can make early game, right? Mm-hmm. So you should definitely be pumping out queens. Don't need the spine for sure. The lane count's a little high, but I'm not crazy mad about the lane count, right? Those are optimizations. Yeah, those are mistakes, right? So this lane count could be like half.
Okay.
You'd be able to hold 2 adepts just fine. That's an optimization. You can also just slaughter these 2 adepts and go poke with them too. Like that's fine too. But the mistakes are the lack of queens production, and the spine is definitely not right because it's 2 adepts, right?
Now, when I have when you say queen, so maybe be producing 2 more queens right now.
For sure.
Okay.
You want to literally make 2 queens the instant your first 2 queens are done. Because you're not going for drops. You're not going for overlord speed. So you want tumors as fast as possible in this matchup to help against the early game stuff. And queens are just good. Good against oracles. They're good against adepts. And those are the 2 scary things at this part of the game. And they're good against war prisms, right? Mm. So you definitely want queens. And you definitely want creep. Because creep lets you defend adepts a lot easier. Because the sooner you can force in the shade. If you force them, like for instance, if they shade here, they only can attack 1 base at a time. If they walk to the base and then shade, they're attacking 2 bases at once.
Okay.
So that's much harder to hold, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just definitely want to be making more queens. Yeah, that's just and getting that creep going. Okay, so this is kind of one we want to scout. And you see three gates, so you don't, and you scout the Adept aggression, right? So you know exactly what he's doing. He's got the Twilight, so it's either going to be Charge or Adepts. And then you saw the gases, so it should be Adepts, right?
Okay.
So you see him mining gas,
Yeah.
which means, so Roach Horn's fine. Roach Horn's great. I like the Roach Horn. I really don't like the lack of creep spread. That hurts, but that's back to the first thing we got with Queens, right?
Right.
Layer's fine here. It's not needed because you know he's being very aggressive. The lack of vision on his expansions is worrying. So you should definitely see both that. You should have a link at both link at Overlord at both expansions. Mm-hmm. So just so you know his commitment, right?
What time does the Protoss base third go down if he's not pressuring?
So it's somewhere between 4 and 5 is when a non-pressure one goes. If it's later than 5, there's gonna be some form of pressure, and might not be an all-in, but they can go down as late as 6 to 6:30 with pressure. And if there's no base down at 6:30, he's not taking an expansion ever. But yeah, but there's gonna be some form of pressure if there's not base now, which there is some form of pressure.
But I can't even see it. Is my Overlord's in the bad place?
Yeah, the Overlord sees it.
Nope, misses it.
Well, the Overlord in his base saw it. You saw the gate count. You saw the Twilight, and you saw 3 gates in front. So that should tell you pressure, right?
Right.
Which the Roaches are perfect for this. I still don't like spines because they don't move. If you should be building nothing but Roaches right now, you're building drones. It's not great. So you're definitely over-droned. You only need 40 here. 49 is not a big deal, but you're building more, right? Mm-hmm. These 6 could be Roaches. Let's see how we go. So we should be building nothing but Roaches. Nothing but Roaches.
I don't even think I recognize it if I'm not building it. Yep. Okay,
so this is bad, right? So as we said, once they get here, they can attack 2 bases at once, right? Mm-hmm. So that's not what you want in your life. So ideally, you pressure them when they're forward, and you force them to shade early, and then you can just follow the shades, and then not threatening 2 bases. So you're really behind already. So do you know? So just you want to recap what got us to here, because here you should lose.
Right.
This snapshot should be a lost game. I'm not saying the game is lost already, but at high levels, if this happens, the game's over. Right. So obviously the Protoss can make mistakes. You can outplay the Protoss from here, but the game should be unwinnable now.
Right. So getting here, I got the scout. I should have seen the aggression because there's all the extra gates.
Mm-hmm. All the extra gates, no expansions.
My Overlord's in a bad spot, so I can miss.
And you saw the Twilight. So your scouting Overlord saw everything they needed to see, right?
Right.
2 by his base, saw the Twilight, saw 5 gateways total. So you should know that there's going to be the Adepts. You should know exactly what he's building, right? Because he didn't have the Robo, so it couldn't have been some kind of Archon job or anything. So, and you kind of saw the front, which also showed you Adepts. You saw the Adepts, right?
Right.
Obviously, you would saw them easier if your Overlord was on that spot, but it's whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So you knew it was coming. These 3 Overlords, you can optimize their positioning a little bit. Like this Overlord's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Really lucky spot. That's not a huge deal. I'm not too angry about that. I prefer closer, definitely the Overlords you have at home, these 4, could be
out there.
Here, or closer right here. Like I'm on the direct attack path, just to give you like a little instant, right before warning.
Right.
Right. Because that would help you much. Huge thing is that there's no creep between your bases. That's massive, right?
Right.
Because if there's no creep between your bases, Roaches have a hard time moving around, and Queens they can't do it, right?
Right.
they just can't. So the fact that there's no creep here, you would also have solved the attack sooner if you had a creep spread. So that comes down to your build. So when things can come down to your build, it's nice because this is your big mistakes. This game has nothing to do with your scouting. Your scouting was good. You might not have realized your scouting was good, but your scouting was fine. I just want you to never build a spine crawler again.
Okay.
They're useful once you're rich, right?
Right.
You don't want to have to depend on them unless it's if they're proxy 2-gating, you build a goddamn spine, right? That's whatever. That's the exception. But if it's a 2-base build, spines don't do that much.
Okay.
you rather have units that can move around. I'm gonna play just to clear my shit. Because those exclamation parts just kind of stay there. Yeah, there we go. So you want to have, okay, so the recap, right? We want to have at least, honestly, at least 4 or 5, at least probably 5 queens at least. I want to say maybe 6.
6 queens, 6 minutes?
Just keep building the queens. Just literally, don't stop until you want the layer. This layer timing is fine. Layer timing is fine. There's nothing wrong with the layer timing. But the Roach Warren, you could have had, the Roach Warren finished at the right time too. It's just you didn't build roaches right away.
Right.
You could have finished a little bit sooner, but either way, you didn't build roaches right away. So your roaches are late. You can obviously build lings to stall until the roaches, but I mean, if you're gonna go roaches, just have the roach warning time and just build the roaches right away because you knew quote unquote he was moving out. And the base queen count, queens are really good against adepts. Adepts can't kill queens very well. So the only thing adepts kill are light units, so they kill lings super well. So then the point of the adept push, right, is if you have units that kill them really well, so queens and roaches, they're just gonna be targeting your drones. So in order to not get your drones targeted, you want to force the shades early as possible, and then follow them if you need to. And then so he's going to fight a spine, which is wrong, and he's not shading, which is wrong. That lane was not great. He recalled, which is wrong. So you're fine because he made 3 mistakes in quick succession.
I'm not dead yet. Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. He could have killed he could have killed most of your drones at the natural for sure if he just shaded instantly. I did a little micro. So you're fine, which is awesome. So I said 3 minutes ago you were dead, but you're not dead because Protoss isn't good, which is fine. So yay, yes. Okay, so what are we doing now? We're going roaches. I like roaches. Roaches are good. I would like to see Hydras behind this if you're not being aggressive. If you're being aggressive, then you don't need the Hydras right away. So aggression with roaches is like you make 40 drones, these spores are late if they're meant to do anything. Okay. So if he went Stargate, these spores are late. If he's not going Stargate, which you know he's not going Stargate, these spores don't do anything. But they don't bother me too much. But it's just a small waste of money because, I mean, they just don't do anything right now, right? Right. Once again, that doesn't bother me that much. Technically, you're going to our shrine, but you can have an overseer, and then it's whatever. So these roaches, you can go pure roach Ravager and be aggressive. That's option A. So if you stop droning at like 45 or so and build nothing but roaches, it's fine. Build nothing from roaches, you can actually be aggressive. If you're not doing it, or you even do like doom drops, you can do roach Ravager pressure, you can do anything you want, right? Right. If being passive, you want to tech up. So you can go roaches into roach Hydra aggression, and you can go roaches into roach lurker aggression. All good. So it's you build units to do something. So you want to, So you either be aggressive or you go on tech here. And you definitely want to creep. And you definitely want to saturate your gases. This is a little bit too much gas if you're going roach aggression, but if you're teching up, it's fine. Okay, running around, circles, roaches going. Okay, so roach aggression, cool. We like that. You're joining while attacking. It's not what we attack when we attack. This is good. The ling's gonna run by. Oh, that was a great snipe. It's fantastic. You're in a great spot.
So you're saying something about droning while I do this?
Yeah, you attack when you attack and you drone when you drone. This is okay. Work. So this fight's a little overcommitment. I don't like this. Yeah, we see why I don't like this. Okay, let's go back and see what we did here. Okay. Okay, so once again, so we're joining while we're attacking, which if you're just building more, if you're just building more units, so you have a decision, right? Mm-hmm. If you're just trying to snipe this hatch and run away, joining is fine. If you're going to stick around and take the fight, you want to be building nothing but units, not drones, right? Okay. So are you being aggressive here or are you harassing? Killing this and then running away is harassing, which is great. And obviously, you meant to get this ling run by during the attack. You didn't. That's just practice, right? So this is fine. Ling run by is late. Obviously, if this ling run by was during the attack, it would be better. But that was your intention, I assume. So right. That's fine.
Try working on that
It's just practice.
multitasking thing.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just practice, getting better. It's all about getting better at keyboard usage and knowing when you have to watch a fight and when you don't have to watch a fight. Because when you're right clicked on a Nexus, you don't gotta watch that.
Right.
You can do your ling run by and just watch the mini map to make sure there's no units running at you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just quickly switch back. But you were watching yourself kill a Nexus, small thing. That's not a huge deal. It's fine, right? That's gained from like Diamond 1 to Masters. That's your push, but we're not quite there yet. So here, I don't think you should be here. So you snipe the hatchery, you set the Nexus, and back at home you're droning. I would love to see a 4th base. I would love to see a Hydra den or a hive. So teching out. Or a spire. Just moving. Move your tech in a direction.
Right.
Or you should have been building units this entire time and not drones and be trying to kill them. It's one or the other. You either want to be moving your tech and drone and expanding, or you want to be fully committed to your attack. And you were kind of wishy-washy. But so hatch snipe, great. This push here is a little yellow. So remember, you are faster than Protoss.
Okay.
You can take a fight, run away, throw biles, and just peace out. You're not committed to any fight. So this fight is a losing fight. But you can just run away. You commit to it, and you lose all your Ravagers, which isn't great, and you kind of lose units. Lings kind of make the trade okay, but your Lings over here aren't doing that much damage, so you threw away a lot of units for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Not the big deal, but he can counterattack you, right? So now, because you have no army, you have to rebuild an army instead of drones, right? And that's never good. So, and the fact that you didn't tech up during that, you're not remaking your next tech. You're remaking roaches again,
right? Which
isn't what you want. You want to be progressing, right? So when we're making Ravagers, which yes, it doesn't make you feel good. If there's Hydras, if we're making Hydras here,
right,
it feels better, right? If we're making Lurkers here, feel even better. Or if we're making Munos already, feel great, right?
But now I'm trying to tech and drone
and build units because you left him with his army, and he counters, which he should counter, and you still low tech, right? So this came down to you throwing away units while you were droning. You want to keep him on his side of the map while you're droning, right?
Right.
And now we're making Mina. These Minas will once again be so much stronger if we had the giant Roach army. But Minas are still good units. We'll definitely win with Minas.
I think I tried to do something. Oh, I tried to multitask with these mutas, and I remember this match now.
Minas are good. I mean, he doesn't even have a Stargate. So if you're good with Minas, you can definitely win the game off of them. Once again, we have no creep spread. That hurts my soul. Yeah, don't fight those. Just go to the main. Just go to the main. You can fight those. That's not enough. Okay. Yeah, the roaches are pushing. I like the roach push. Now you should back off of the roaches. Okay. Don't go Mina there. Meanwhile, we're rich as fuck back home. Our gases need saturation. We should have gases at this base already. We should have 5th going up. Making more roaches. I'm not a huge fan of roaches. Okay, keep the meters active. Really need these gases. Really need, like, these gases could even be started before this hatch is done.
Okay.
And I would like another base even. But meters are doing meters things. Infestation pit, that's fine. If you don't see Stargates, you can just literally keep making meters. Don't eat storms. Storms are bad for you. And then you left. Okay, so the game wasn't explicitly over, but you definitely took a couple bad fights in a row. So Stargates are hard. I mean, meters are hard. So you did meters backwards, right?
Right.
What you did was you tried to use the roaches to pull units away from the meters. It's supposed to be the other way around. So if units are chasing meters in circles, the roaches can kill snipe something. But you ran roaches into a full army, and then the meters came in, and then the fighting stalkers or whatever.
Got it.
Meters are hard, and they require a lot of APM. But like, it wasn't a bad choice if you could pull it off. He's no Stargate and whatnot. But he didn't quite pull it off great. So our macros slipped. We're at 3K minerals and no gas. So at Zerg, you can mass expand, just get the gases.
Right.
You need the gases, right? So you don't have, like, you never took this gas in the main, and you don't gas at your fourth, and you can have a fifth here for sure, 100%, with just gases saturated, literally just the gases, and be a lot better off. But we just, the economy management wasn't quite there. But once again, that's like a big thing. That's like mistake number 8, major mistake number 8, that I don't know. Like if you want to be a meter player, you can definitely get it to work. It's great, especially because you didn't have to start it at all.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a good multitask skill if you want to practice your multitasking. But the key with multitasking is knowing when to macro. Your macro slip really hard. Like even losing these armies, if you had 2K minerals, 2K gas, you're fine. But you didn't, right?
Right.
Because you can make 20 minutes there and keep going. And if you didn't lose the minutes, just lost those roaches, the 20 minutes can fight these 8 stalkers and kill them. Like, straight up, right?
Right.
Like,
meters.
And then you can get freaking +1 attack, which you weren't getting. If you commit to meters, you get upgrades and stuff like that. But the big things I want you to change right away, like if you want to go meters, fine. That's fine. I'm not going to teach you how to meta. There's just some slight things, but that's like big things I want you to do is make queens.
Okay.
Queens are good units. You should make them.
Got it.
We want to fix the gas. We want to fix the early game. Because remember, early game is the easiest thing to fix and has the biggest impact. Because if you die to cheese, that's early game. That's your build. And you play it every game. So it's the thing you practice the most. So mistakes in the early game aren't acceptable. Like, oh no, you didn't get your gases on your 5th base on time. Or something like that. That's a smaller mistake than you getting extra gas on your 1st base. Because it's bigger impact on more of your games, right?
Right.
Makes sense.
Oh, it does. It does make sense.
Yeah, so we want to get this gas right, and we want to get our queens. Because you had no creep, literally no creep spread. And that would have helped you a lot with defending the Adepts. So, step 1, queens. Step 2, fix your gas.
Okay.
And what was step 3? No spines.
No spines.
No spines.
Yeah.
And then after that, the next big mistake was you being a little wish-washy. So I like to say that you can do any build you want as long as it makes sense.
Okay.
Especially, and like even at my level, even at a level higher than me, like we have people doing freaking blink DTs and Queen Alternitis. But so basically, if you're committing to attack, commit to an attack. If you're not committing to your attack, don't commit to attack, right? So if you want to fight his army with Roach Ravengers, just build nothing but units and kill the dude, right? But if you're fighting his army with Roach Ravengers while getting while teching up, building drones, and then you don't want to commit. You want to just be poking. You can just throw biles out and pass up. You can try to snipe some drones and back off. You can kill a Nexus and back off, right?
Right.
You don't want to commit to a fight if you're not committing to a fight, because that's how Zerg works. The whole lot of it. If you were rallying nothing but roaches across the map while doing that, you'd probably just win the game.
So I should decide. I just should decide in these attacks if this is me trying to end it or if this is me.
Yeah, and
poking.
then if you see it start holding it,
okay,
you can go into harass mode and drone up. But if you're droning up as you're pushing, you're not committed, right? Okay. But if you're constantly making units and you're like, okay, he might hold it. Now let's just try to get a couple more drones, a couple more probe kills, a little more damage, not overcommit as we're droning up behind.
Sure, save your army.
If you're droning up before you even fucking attack, it's like, well, this is harass. You can definitely do harass, but you committed, you fought his army super hard.
Right.
You didn't have to do it. Like if you just backed off, you can just be pure droning and pure teching. Instead, you had to make Ravengers not die.
Right.
Those are units you could have already had. What are the big things? Yeah, so you just those like 3 things, you're going to be beating a lot more Protosses. Like, have your build make sense? Like, either attack when you're attacking or just harassment. Like, honestly, that amount of roaches, you could just make like 4 droplet lords and be like YOLO or something. I was like, that's fine.
Sure.
But it's just harass and then, or just throw biles out and then retreat because you can kite Protoss indefinitely almost. You can't do anything about it, right? Mm-hmm. You'd be like, bile, run away. Bile, run away while you're droning. That's fine too. You can do like, lots of options, right? You just can't full commit while you're droning this. Well, you can win like that, but that means you're stupid far ahead anyway, and whatever.
I think that's what's got me as far as I am, just always being farther
Yeah,
than my
because
skill
you
level.
accidentally kill somebody. Like there's Protoss builds that you do. It's like, oh, this build is supposed to make sure he's not droning too much. There's a light harass. Yeah, oopsies, he died. Right?
Right.
Like that's not supposed to happen. But hey, whatever. Right? But like, yeah. So the push you're doing is like, oh, it's a little harass. You killed the Nexus shoot, right? That should be game one. The second push is, we're gonna lose all our units for nothing.
Yeah. I was in a good position.
You were really far ahead. Like if you had that Roach Ravager army and then went to straight to Minas. Also, yeah. So you were droning and not attacking. That was the other thing. Too.
Yep. Right.
You didn't have a Hydra, then you didn't have a Spire. Or you didn't have a Hive. Some people like to go directly to Overlords. That's the thing. I don't know. But the fact that you didn't have the next tech, whatever it is, your choice. However you like to play the game, it's up to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because a very common thing is to go roaches into lurkers.
Okay.
You know, roach Hydra lurker. A lot of people like that recently. It's like Sarah plays it and stuff like that. So like if you did that roach push, kill the hatchery, backed off, had like freaking like 40 Hydras and push, or just like 20 Hydras and a lurker then started, oof, nothing you can do at all. Yeah. Or you do that push and then go on with 20 meters right away. Nothing he can do at all. Like you haven't started, you just die, right?
Right.
You used to stomp roach tech. It was a little.
And yet, I sit on roach because roaches. I guess roaches have been comfortable.
Roaches are great. They're very good at defending all ends, which is a very common. So roaches as your backbone is great. You can go roach hydra, you can go roach lurker. Roaches are getting more popular in pro play right now because hydras are nerfed a little bit. So the roaches are great. You just got to add things to them eventually.
Okay.
It's gonna fucking rock the world. But yeah, I think that's all we got on this game. The mutas is just practice. So then that's if you want to go mutas, that's definitely an option. Like I'm not saying mutas are bad.
It's like the first time I remade mutas ever.
And mutas are hard. They're not bad. They're hard. Yeah. But you can definitely get it to work. Like for sure. It's yeah.
Let's see.
Bam.
What would you just like to see? Another one of those?
It's up to you. What we want to go over.
Yeah, let's. Well, I don't know if one of these is just going to be a cannon rush because that happens. So I'll just go ahead and try this one. I know some of those mistakes I am working on.
Yeah.
Already, and I watching me, I'm sitting here going, oh God, I know better. Oh come on.
That's fine. I'm very harsh on my own replays.
No, please be harsh.
Yeah, it's some very, very easy things to fix, which is great. Yeah. So the build stuff is just that's unexcusable. You should just do it, right?
Right.
You can grind it against AI. I like this Harry's build order mod. I like because they can just restart it without leaving the game. You just grind it till it's right. Because that stuff's unexcusable and it's a huge impact on all your games. So, yeah, the fact that you know queens and no crew spread, it hurts you.
So when I move off a gas, should I be moving all off a gas or just leaving one?
Some people like to move two, some people move all. So
okay.
Either way, that's up to you. I would normally suggest two.
Just two, okay.
Because basically, I think the timing for the two goes basically you leave it on one. And then you put them back in, and then you get layer when you can afford it. So when one guy mines 100 gas by himself, that's when you lines up with when you want a good layer timing, and then you put two back in gas. And then once your layer's done, you go for your tech and your 3 gases. I think that's right. The Zerg play for things like that, you might want to ask the Zerg.
Sure.
But that's like intricate timing stuff.
I haven't ironed any of that out yet.
Yeah, am I 100% sure? But it's about that, right? So, Zerg player would give you a concrete answer, but that sounds right in my head. So, fuck it. You can also just check out a random pro Zerg week.
Oh, I think I know which one this is, and this isn't. I don't think this is a cannon rush.
There's a forge.
There is. I think this is the one where I found he had cannons in his base, and I was like, no, not doing that.
That's distinctly bad. But, it's whatever. The reason why this is bad is because you can just make Ravengers and kill everything in the front, or you can just drop in his main. The cannons don't do anything. All the cannons do is delay Protoss' tech.
I think this was me trying out a Nidus Worm for like the first time.
Yeah, all the cannons do is delay Protoss tech, and that's the only thing that's helpful. So it's a really bad build.
Oh yeah, no, he was rushing carriers or something like that.
That's something dumb. Yeah, if you're going forwards, you should be cannon rushing. So there's no benefit to this. Also, you can scout this and be like, okay, you can either kill him, right, make Ravengers or leave him and drop, or you can be like, okay, he can't pressure me. Let me make 1,000 fucking drones, right? Like, he full wall. There's nothing good about this. So obviously, you can be like, okay, I'm gonna literally take my third now and build only drones for the next half hour, and then get a spire and build mass corruptors and just move his base and fuck him, right? Yeah. So let's see.
Yep, saw the cannon.
That should be it. So that should mean either kill him or play greedy. Both work. Layer before. So yeah, we're doing something weird. So layer before hatch. So I guess you're not saying your drones are a little low. Your queen count's low. You want to be half the strength of knights is queens.
Okay.
So you want to be non-stop making queens. Except for obvious. So you hate queens. That's not good.
Good. More queens.
More queens. Because you come up with like 5 queens, what the hell is the Stargate gonna do? Nothing.
Right.
Like, so lack of queens here is troubling. I think 2 guesses is right, but there should be at least 3 queens. Also, the queens stop the knights from dying because you just transfuse it.
Transfuse it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's making void rays. You don't have queens. Like, this is what's your lack of queens is gonna murder you. You have 3 queens, you can have 5 for sure. For sure. Okay, so we Nidus in the back here. So you target with the Nidus, you want to kill the Stargates. Once the Stargates are dead, you win. Wings, you shouldn't do transfuse! Okay, that was. You should re Nidus instantly because you lost the Nidus. There's no reason for you to lose the Nidus because you have transfuse. Also, you want 0 lings. This is lings, so you should win. You won. Okay. So, because your target's the tech, right?
Right.
So once the tech goes down, he loses. Like, so it's Q. So the way that Rogue has been doing this is everyone builds the robo in the front, right, by the wall. So he's just putting the knights right next to the robo. Because once the robo does, you win, right? Because they can't get the immortals out they need. If you knights in the main, they can just stall and get the immortals out, you know? But more queens. And don't put lings in there.
More queens, no lings when I Nidus.
Because queens need to come out first. And if lings are coming out first, they can just burst down the Nidus and you're screwed, right?
Right.
And then the queens you want to transfuse so that they can't kill the Nidus. So Nidus should be unkillable. Because right when the queen's out, you instant transfuse, and then everything's out, right? So.
Right.
But, I mean, it's a good build choice.
I don't get to make those kind of decisions. I don't make those kinds of decisions often. I'm normally like, I'm going to get to 200 march across the map.
Sure. I mean, it's if you're laddering a lot, it's good to have a little variety in your life. You're going to go freaking crazy.
But I definitely, at this point, and one of the reasons I wanted to bring you in, I need to start, I can't continue to just ignore everything but macro.
Oh, for sure.
Not that we've seen a good macro game out of me yet, but...
No, so, but micro-wise, the big mistake, so you misuse Ravengers a little bit, but I see Boo misuse them a lot, so, like, when you do that Roach Push, I would like more Ravengers, and Ravengers, Biles are the best kiting ability in the game.
Okay.
So you literally throw Biles at things and back off, and there's nothing Protoss can do about it. Because your units are faster than his. So you just chuck Biles in them, back off. Chuck Biles in them, back off. Chuck Biles in them, back off.
As long as I have Roach Speed, right? Is that's
Bile? No, Ravengers are not affected by Roach Speed.
Oh, okay.
They're different units. Yeah, it's just like things like that. Like if you're gonna build that Roach Camp, you can harass with that Roach Camp. Until he has like a big army to push you away, he's just gonna get free damage. And if he's pushing you, just throw Biles. And if you're defending it all in, throw Biles and back off until you're out of hatchery, and just keep throwing Biles. It's things like that. Once again, there's a little spot right here.
Got it. No, I know that now. I've been trying to, like, where's the safe zone? It must be exactly in the middle. Oh, hey, look at me.
Hey, look at you! Yeah! And you hold position. Oh, you're off again. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I just wanted to look. That's why I can remember going, let's look.
I mean, looking is perfectly safe. There's nothing you can do about it. So,
Add scouting. I think I need to add scouting to my repertoire, too.
so he's going for a DT drop. Probably. Looks kind of like a DT drop. My expertise. But people did weird things. Okay, so we're going to charge.
Low diamond things.
He's taking off gas. So this is a charge on one. Sweetness. Okay. He mined 200 extra gas. But hey, we're doing a charge on with 200 extra gas. Go suck it, right? And he overlaid folks. Okay, I shouldn't be critiquing his build. But once again, we had no creep. We have a lot of lings. Okay, so I'm curious. Do you know why you built this number of lings?
I do, because I think this is one of those other moments where I was like, I know lots of gateways mean aggression.
Okay, that's true. But lings don't do anything.
Okay.
I guess what you're going to say, right?
So, charge lots is roaches?
It was roaches or banelings.
Okay.
Lings, you only want lings. Like, lings are there to hold things until you have tech, right? So you either need banelings or roaches to hold most pushes.
Okay.
Lings are also good for reinforcements because once all the meat dies, lings are good at cleaning up and running things like modals.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, ling count, but building a lot of lings here is a little waste of larvae because lings are larvae inefficient. That's not a huge deal. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. We are at inappropriate drone count. We should not build any more drones. These should be in the gases. But you probably know that. So you see, okay, so you should know exactly what he's doing. You should know it's an immortal charge all in because there's no gas being mined in this Twilight, right? Twilight means Adept store charge. No gas means charge, right?
I don't even think like that. I'm going to have to.
It's just the easiest way to scout is to ask where the money's going.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, he's not mining gas. What unit costs no gas? Well, charge loss. But in all fairness, roaches defend every Protoss all in. Just make enough of them. So, so we should be going for roaches. Spines are meh. Once again. Also, we do not care about this base. If this base dies, we still win the game.
Okay.
So yeah. The reason why that is because this is a very committed all-in because he has no tech. He's not mining gas. But so our focus should be getting the unit count up to defend it.
So because there's no gas.
That's a weird sport. And that's a weird spine. That's another weird spine. That's another weird spine. So that's what 100, 200, 300, 400 wasted minerals. No bueno.
I think I'm definitely just thinking all in. I'm not thinking actively about what kind of all in. I just know I don't want to drop over here.
Roaches defend them all anyway. So, like either way.
As long as there's creep spread.
Yeah. So we should be building nothing but roaches, nothing but roaches, nothing but roaches, nothing but roaches. We're building nothing, which is half of what I'm saying.
Right.
Nothing but roaches, nothing but roaches. There's roaches. Yay, roaches. Nothing but roaches. Nothing but roaches. Nothing but roaches. We can make some Ravagers if we really want. Ravagers are fine too. But no, basically nothing but roaches. I wouldn't mind some Ravagers, nothing but roaches. You don't need to be fighting this far forward. Run away, kite. So Ravagers lets you kill the prison, which is always nice. Nothing but roaches. Nothing but roaches. Now we can build legs because the Zealot shield's gone. Ravagers not biling. Nothing but roaches. Nothing but roaches. Okay, we help. Make some more Ravagers. I like it. You pick the weakened ones. You're fancy. I like it. You see he has no expansion. You should also have vision of this base, which is the case. You get vision on the usual one. Nothing but roaches, then Ravagers. Nothing but roaches, Ravagers. So good. You actually use biles this time. Ideally, you want to try to bile the prism. You should also be kiting. Zealot DPS is really high if you don't kite. So that was a little mistake. That was actually a big mistake. You didn't kite there. Nothing but roaches, nothing but roaches, mid lanes, nothing but roaches, nothing but roaches, nothing but roaches. So we can go back to see where you lost this.
So when I'm out of gas and I have minerals and larvae, is that a time to be making lings?
If If you can't build roaches, you can build lings, but build nothing but roaches.
Okay.
So you should be on 3 gases. You're missing 1 gas, which I mean,
A little bit.
yes.
Yeah.
You're on a good worker count. 34, you're a little bit low. You should be on 40 at least. But that's partly because you made all the static D for no reason.
Yeah.
I would like 40. That's the 3 base. That means that would be 2 base saturation with the gases, right? So it's 42, I believe, is the number. I don't know math, whatever. I'm not going to do math. But yeah, so I would like all these gases saturated and this mineral saturated. So you're 5 drones short, maybe 5 drones short, what I would like. Obviously, creep would make this significantly easier because you can kite better.
Right.
But since you can't kite, you should be a little bit wary of where you're standing. So your goals should be throwing biles and killing the prism, ideally, and kiting. Or because if you kite to a choke, like there, or in between your Evo and your Roach one, then all of a sudden the Zealots do nothing, literally nothing. So right here, you're in a winning position. We're going to watch you go from a winning position to a losing position real quick here. You're pushing off a creep down a ramp, and you biled nothing, and you're fighting the charge lots. You're fighting the charge, and then you're trying to focus the immortal, and you're not kiting. Charge lots do a shit ton of damage when they're not kiting. So you're just tanking everything with your Ravagers. Not even your Ravagers. If you're kiting here, you'd be doing much better. Also, if you're kiting, you're faster than the immortal. If you're on creep, at least the roaches. So if you're kiting, the immortal's doing 0 damage as you kill the charge lots, right? So you should be kiting here. This is a huge mistake. You should be kiting. Ideally, there's creep. That's something we definitely want to attack. We want to attach our bases, right?
Right.
So you don't want to fight off creep because your units are much better on creep. So we should be kiting. So attack and move back. Throw biles, attack, move back, throw biles. So you're just a move in the choke, and the Zealots are doing a lot of damage. And then you just, that was bad. You just moved your whole army to attack this immortal, and half the army just moved commanded. So you just lost a lot of DPS too. So this was a really bad.
It's a little bit of over micro.
Yeah. So a move would have been better than what you did because you lost a lot of DPS trying to focus fire the immortal you didn't kill. And 2, you don't really need to kill this immortal. Just kite. Then the immortal can do damage because look what's doing damage now. Not the immortal.
Right.
So you want to attack every time your attack's off cooldown, bile every time your bile's off cooldown. You can throw biles at the immortal on this path if you want. You can throw them at the charge lots. Just throw them places. Okay, but we went from that. Now we're also still off creep, still wide open, still not using our chokes. Our chokes. And then we're gonna get overrun by charge lots. This came down a lot to micro, actually. Increase spin.
Increase spread. Yeah.
You had the units to hold this for sure, 100%. Like, you could have had more units if you didn't make the static D. They didn't do anything, obviously. They just didn't do anything. And then kiting is easier with creep because you move faster. And kite. And you can kite into chokes, like that choke between your Evo and your Roach, choke behind your mineral line between things, and then charge those get way worse. And yeah, you're dead. So so this was one of those times that it came down to micro. Yeah, we found one. You had the units to hold this.
Nope.
Obviously, you could have had more units, but he could have also hit faster because he was inefficient too. So you're both inefficient, so we're going to call that a wash.
Okay.
But it actually came down to micro. Obviously, micro is less important if you were less inefficient. And if he was more efficient, no matter how hell you're going to micro, you're going to get overrun, right?
Right.
So that actually washed out. So you could definitely been more efficient, drone up to that count faster, not build the static D for no reason. Those early lings that did nothing, those could have been drones, so you got to your drone count you wanted faster. Efficiencies. Something it's step A to holding things like this. You could have been more efficient. You could have gotten the ideal drone count faster. You got your roaches up faster.
Okay.
And not wasted money on static that you didn't use. Okay.
Yeah.
B was your micro. Fighting off creep, not having creep, and then not kiting. So you have both in this one. It's great.
Kite and Bile. Okay. Wow. All right.
That was a spicy one. I liked it.
For a second, I couldn't remember if I won or lost it.
It looked like you won it first. Like shit.
I remember going, there's one, and we might have seen it, or it might not have been that one. I was like, okay, there's an all incoming, and I defended it, and I felt good about it. Because I don't normally scout and respond. Oh, nope, didn't mean to do that. We'll go back. Oh, man.
So I think this would be the last one that's going to be useful to us because we're trying to repeat the same issues.
Good.
So I'm going to want you to fix those issues, and then we'll go back to it.
Okay.
So those issues also are going to appear in your other matchups. Lack of queen usage is probably in all your matchups, I assume.
For the most part. For the most part.
They are less important in ZvZ, but they're very important against Terran as well. So you definitely want to start loving the queen. The queen is your baby. It's the mothership core of Zerg. You want to treat it as such.
When I have one queen on each base, how many queens do I want? Like when I get to a certain number of queens, like what's that level?
So it's a little different based on matchup. The way people describe ZvT, you build queens nonstop until you know what you're doing.
Okay. All right.
So queens are your catch-up. They defend most aggression, obviously with unit support, but they're a core piece in defending almost every aggression. They definitely help, and they spread creep. So, and you're going to eventually have more bases, so you're going to need them eventually anyway.
Got it.
And they don't use larvae, so you could build queens and drone at the same time, unlike units.
Mm-hmm.
So they're really, really good. So the queen counts, just keep building them until you're happy. Until you, like in ZvP, you're usually looking at like probably 3 to 5 non-creep queens, non-larva queens, so extra queens.
Mm-hmm.
And then ZvT, people make an insane number. It's still a huge range because obviously it's based on when you want to start building units, pretty much. But good queen counts is obviously watching some replays will get you more used to what specific people want to do. But like for instance, like Snoot will make like 50 queens. It's fucking disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone a little bit more aggressive will make a little less queens. It's just yeah. But you definitely want your base queen count, and you definitely want to get that creep going. And queens are just really good against aggression. So I would like to see at least 3 queens that aren't larva queens. That's what I would like to see.
At least 3? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start adding them into the regular rotation. I just gotta... I'm not that far removed from my all-army key these days, so I get tripped up.
Queens don't get pulled in those, I believe.
No, they don't. I don't have it on my hotkey anymore. What I mean is I don't have a lot of experience and practice using multiple army keys, putting them on a queen key and maneuvering around. When I get an attack, I need to pull my larva queens into that hotkey, and now I got to resort them and put them all back on their bases, and then recreate my queen only, my non-larva queen hotkey, things like that. I haven't figured out how I've decided to do that yet.
Okay, so once again we have the same early game issues, but obviously I expect that because it's your build.
Mm-hmm.
So
pull the gas.
Overmining gas is making us have a little bit slower with third hatchery. Once again, this is actually the third hatchery time will kill you because people who do this who go overload speed, which is still a good opening. But they get a lot more scouting than you do, and they also have drop threats that you don't have. So,
do they stop gas after the overlord speed too, or do they go
no,
layer?
basically, they go layer.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much, I believe.
So I could fix my build by either pulling off gas or going into overlord speed.
Then you're actually using the gas.
Okay.
You get a little bit less queens with that. If you go on overlord speed, you have to be reacting to your scouting because you're basically gonna have less stuff in reaction to trade-off to perfect scouting, and then you're gonna have mid-game drop threat, right? Drops are great, so that's the trade-off. If you're getting overload speed, you get perfect scouting. You would see this Robo in this Twilight, which honestly you should see anyway.
What does this tell me?
A Robo Twilight's, okay, so my level is 100% going to be in DT, but this is not my level. So, also, this is really fast for my Twilight. This is like 430 delays is natural for this. It's weird. Once again, this Protoss is built bad. That's the issue with. I'd be like, this build's bad. It's just there's better ways to do this as a Protoss player.
Got it.
But this is actually gonna be a charge wall on my bet because he took off gas. Yep, this charge. Okay, so
Again, we get to watch it. This is the one. I think this is the one I see all the gateways on. This is what I was thinking the last game was.
let's see. I'll see him. Yeah, this is a charge wall, and I don't like his order. He did this at all, but I don't know. But this is a charge wall, and you can definitely be pushing a little bit more with this overlord. And this when you see this, you can just freaking sack this, like just run that in, like just you're like what's all this shit? If you just run this in right now, you see everything.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing, which is we want to get up to that 40-ish worker count. So we're a little low, not too low. We need a little bit more drones, more drones that I like, but not like this is fine. If you stop drones, you don't want to hate you. Plus one's obviously not necessary because you're getting your asshole on. So yeah.
I don't even know if I'm. What am I thinking?
See, once again, we're building lings instead of roaches. Don't like that. Roach one's done. You're building lings. Now you're building roaches. These 12 lings I don't like at all. You're missing 3 drones. You see 13 out of 16. You don't want that. Not a huge deal. But you're going to have a little bit too much gas because of it. But yeah, we won't be building nothing but roaches. Sure, definitely suicide this.
I don't think my map awareness or my understanding of what's going on is there.
Mm-hmm. But you know he doesn't have a base. You know that, and you know he's building freaking gateways. So you're building nothing but roaches.
Yep.
Building Ravagers, I like that. Like you build way too many lanes for someone who's not going ban lings.
Okay.
Lings are very larva inefficient. Layer, I don't mind. I don't love it, but I don't mind it. It's because it's money that's not units. And we want roaches. Their map vision is not great. They get way too close without you knowing. But you should just slaughter this. You have a lot of units. He did this poorly. Now, don't push off creep. Don't push off creep. Don't push off creep. You see this? You see the prism? Don't push off creep. Don't push off creep. I like that. That's good. Good bios. Really good bios. Anytime you can make the thing move is good. Because it's time they're not warping in. They're not microing, right? And if the prism dies, you win the game. So, it's just one of those things. Make the Protoss work for it. Build nothing but roaches. Building links. Stop that.
No, I have the gas to do it too. I have no excuse here.
Yeah. It's like, stop that. Bad. Roaches. Now, ideally, you wouldn't want to be splitting on units because you saw the prism go up.
Yep. Responded. What?
So you want some units going to the freaking third, and some units going to the main. Bad. Shame. Okay. Like if the lings clean up, set this over here. You don't need to send them. Goodbye. Anything that makes them move. And then queens, you want to. Oh, you always want to target fire the queens on the overlord on the prisms. Because once again, once the prism dies, you win the game. Like it's simple as that. Once again, creep would be great here. Kite. You see the prism? Good. Focus fire here. Good. Dies. And kite is fine. He sucks. Okay, you should win. Okay, game's over. So you know he has no third, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you still just build other units and not stop building goddamn freaking lanes. Jesus Christ. I would like you get roach speed. You have some Ravagers, and you should be able to defend and follow up all in. You know, you don't need to push across the map because he has no third, and you have no roach speed. So
you said I don't need to push across.
Yeah, because I mean you're gonna kill him, right? That's fine, but he had no third, so you could wait to roach speed, right?
Right. Okay, so it'd been better to just wait here rather than try to finish it.
I think so. Just get roach speed up, and then do it. Because he's on. If there's like 20 batteries here, and it's force field, you're like, oh, I'm sad, right?
Right.
And mainly because you know roach speed, so obviously you're freaking murder. It's fine. because he did this really poor, but he did everything poor. He's awful shit. Yeah. But you're gonna kill him. But I think that was still risky. I think you just wait for roach speed and then do the same thing. Because there's no third. Like I would send all the lings out, just poke around with the lings, scout with the lings, make an overseer, scout with the overseer. You know, when you're ahead, make sure you win, right?
Right.
So when you're ahead, yeah, if you just run around with lings, like make sure he's not taking a secret base, while making nothing but roaches and getting roach speed at home, and make sure you have detection, because how can you lose, right? Yeah, DTs might kill you, and you scout his base, and you should. Then once you have roach speed, just murder him. Yeah, but you murder him anyway. Doesn't matter. That's just like one of those things where just be careful. Don't attack the goddamn rock plate.
I think I was worried for a moment how I was going to finish this off. Like I guess I know I have it, but
it's one of those
I don't
eyes
know.
crossing your teeth things, right? Like make sure he has no bases. Make sure he's not DTing you. Make sure you have your key upgrades, your next level. If you defend his push, then get your next level of stuff. Your roach speed, your revenue count, right? Or your baneling, that's something. Like you can go banelings too. This link count, banelings are great. Shit. I would say either, yeah. So, I mean, that's an option too. So a baneling is to have roach baneling, right? Like just go to the next level, right? Whatever you want. Just do the next tier. Definitely get roach speed, and then make sure he's not trying to cheat his way back to victory. Like no secret bases. Scout where he's going. Maybe there's like 3 Stargates trying to do a big air transition. Maybe there's DTs. Just scout that. Make an overseer, suicide the overseer. Make sure you have detection. And then just take a clean, easy victory because as normally the safest way is wait till he tries to take that third and kill him, right?
Right.
Just make sure nothing sketchy is happening. This is how you take a clean win, right? Obviously, you can also just roll over someone you're ahead with, but yeah, it's not a big deal. That's just one of those how you done 4 games things.
I'm going to write some of those down, so I'm thinking about them. No secret bases, no DTs, and then, what was that one? No transition.
Yeah, just make an overseer, get your next tech, make nothing but units because he's still on 2 bases.
Right.
And just slaughter him when he tries to expand, or if he's trying to do like a second phase all in. You'll be like max roach revenue. You'd be like attacker 120 supply. Be like, come at me, bro.
Well, hey, thank you.
Yeah. So.